Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is pajama time. And today we're going to play with the Gluttony palette from Lucky Bunny Cosmetics. Sweeties, this has a long time, no, this has been a long time coming. It's very early in the morning, I'm skipping words. Okay, so this is the Gluttony palette from Lucky Bunny Cosmetics. This has been released in August, I want to say. This was shipped to me on September 1st or on the last day of August, something like that. And it arrived 2 months later on November 1st. It got to me. Yeah, I have no words for this. But anyway, I just know because I tried to track it, you know, and it sort of dropped off the radar at some point. But I know that it was either stuck in the Netherlands or in Germany for weeks and weeks and nothing happened. So I don't know. The other thing is there is quite a severe thunderstorm going on outside. So if you hear some rumbling, it's not my stomach, it's outside. All right, so this is the third palette that they came out with. By now they have already come out with the next palette, which is the Wrath palette, which is also on the way to me. So let's all like hope and pray that that gets to me faster. The first palette was the Envy palette. This is how she looked. I'm just going to quickly show you the other palettes. So this had my heart and my love and everything from the first second I saw it, from the first second I had it. This you have seen a lot on my channel. The second palette was the Creed palette. This is the one. Super beautiful too. Absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, and now we're having the Gluttony palette, and the Wrath palette is on the way. So you can see we're collecting all the sins. Oh yeah, I'm so funny. So anyway, all right, so I changed again something here. My mirror is a little bit higher. I hope that doesn't cast a shadow again on my face. It's just that I noticed in previous videos that I was sort of looking down too much because my mirror was too low. So we're trying new things. Anyway, and also when I'm filming this today, I think I'm finally gonna get my last piece of lighting that is still missing. So I hope that things are gonna get better very, very soon. So anyway, what we're doing today is of course a first impression of this palette, and it's not obviously a first impression of the brand. Everything else that I have used from Lucky Bunny Cosmetics has been absolutely beautiful. So now we're gonna do a look, just sort of tapping out my my eyeshadow primer, which is the one from Sigma. What's it called? Ignite, I think. That's my absolutely favorite eyeshadow primer. Okay, so my plan is I definitely want to do a liner, of course, with all of these shades, or with one of the shades, obviously. So I have to save myself probably one of those darker shades here to do a liner. So this I actually want to have in the inner corner. So now I think I'm just going to go in with this one and then deepen it up with this one, because these are the mattes. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So I don't know if I'm going to use this today, but I definitely want to use this today. So we have a lot to do. Okay, so let's stop talking and let's just go in with that first shade. It's the lighter teal, which is called Amira, I think. It's actually a girl's name here in my country. So yeah, anyway. So let's just put this down, and as always the pigmentation is really, really beautiful. I'm already used to that, already expecting it sort of also. Don't let me down. And yeah, so I think you can absolutely see that there is not much building up one has to do, but I will in any case. So I'm just sort of dapping this on. And then I think I'm just going to take a different brush and sort of blend it out with a different brush. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. There is really, there's nothing else I can say about this. Gorgeous. Okay, so let's take a different brush. Let's take a bit of a more fluffy brush and maybe even dab it into my bone color matte. Yeah, told you I'm skipping words. I'm you know, still half asleep. I'm only waking up once I've done my styling. Okay, so basically we're doing this in our sleep here. Seriously, it is now, it's 20 to 5 in the morning. Just saying, and I'm actually running late today. Yeah, that's my life. All right, so let's just see if we can blend this out a little bit. And usually what I do is, once I've put down that first layer of bone color matte, I then go in with a little pigment of that shade and sort of dab it over the edge here, and that usually gives me a pretty good blend. So let's just try that. You know what, I'm gonna switch brushes again. I'm going to go into, wait, not this one, maybe this one. Which one is this? Yeah, that's the one from Sigma, the E25, and I'm just gonna go in with a little pigment. Okay, we're getting there already. I think there is still one spot here that hasn't really blended yet, but anyway, we're getting there. Blending is a lot of work, sweeties. It's a lot of patience. It means a lot of time also. So yeah. But for me, I always feel like it's absolutely worth it to invest it, because it's just so much nicer if a look is well blended. It just looks so much more professional, and it just looks nicer, you know? So I will definitely spend the time to blend this out, because otherwise my makeup time doesn't make any sense here, you know? It's got to be nice. Alright, so basically what I always do is I just go back and forth between my bone color matte and that actual shade that I want to blend out. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then at some point you reach the point where you just say, okay, so now it's good, you know? Yeah, it's like in a marriage, you know? In the beginning you rub each other like crazy, and then at some point you just reach balance, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing here, we're reaching balance. Alright, so I think this is actually already pretty good, and that is a very, very short blending time when it comes to me, because sometimes I sit here and really blend a lot. Alright, so anyway, I'm gonna go in with that next shade, which is Josie. Alright, so I'm gonna go and take another brush, because I need a lot of brushes for my looks. And let's go into this one. Oh, that adds a nice, sort of a nice angle to the look. Really pretty. So I'm just sort of pressing it into the crease. I'm not really doing any big movements here, okay? I'm just sort of pressing it on, and maybe this is also what you saw with the first shade, that's what I do, you know? Usually I sort of do like little pressing motions. It's not even, you know, the famous circular motions and stuff that that people say in their tutorials. For me, it's really just like tiny little pressing or stamping motions, you know, that's what I do. Okay, I think that will do already. So now I'm gonna go in with my other brush that I used for the first shade and sort of just take a little bit more product of the first shade and sort of just, you know, smudge it over the edge. Something like that. Well, that seriously feels like a tutorial today. Am I doing a tutorial? I really am not so good at doing tutorials, because really explaining stuff that feels, I don't know. I don't know, I shouldn't do that at that early hours. So anyway, there's still that one spot here that I want to blend out a little bit more. But overall, I think we're doing okay. Alright, I think this is already pretty good. And I think what I want to do for my lid is actually I want to have the purple also. I want to sort of include the purple, and I also want to include that brown shimmer, because I think that brown shimmer is actually super beautiful. This one here. And when you see the brown and the purple together, you can just see like browns and purples are so beautiful together, just as silvers and purples. Like this is so pretty, you know? I also encourage you, like when you think about your styling and stuff like that, you know, silvers and grays, okay? I know that stores, in case you can go to a store, because we have not been able to go to stores for like almost 3 months now. But anyway, in case you can go and buy yourself something when it comes to styling for the winter, and the stores are full with gray stuff during the winter, which I don't get, because why? You know? But anyway, in case you want to combine it with something purple or lavender or something like this, it is just so gorgeous. Wow. Wow, this is a huge thunderstroke right now. But anyway, I don't know if you... Well, it doesn't stop. This is scary. So, alright, so as I said, this here I wanted to save for the inner corner. Or maybe I should just put down a tiny little bit and then later on connect it with the inner corner. Let's do that maybe. Just to add a little bit more light to the look. Just, let's see. Just like a hint. Like that, not even more. Okay, so now I think I want to go into maybe this one. Maybe this one here. This is the shade Tessa. I wonder who all these people are. Kind of would like to know all these people. Okay, if they deserve to have a shade named after them, you know? Must be amazing people. Alright, so I'm going to put just a thin sliver here because I want to still have enough space, of course, for that purple shade. So that's what I'm doing, sort of smudging it and also pressing it up towards the crease. And then later on, when I do the inner corner, I'm going to also build up that light green here a little bit more. Okay, so that is that. And now I'm going to take another brush if I can find another one like this. Am I running out of brushes? Okay, and now I'm going to go into this one, Sky. This is so cute. Such a cute shade. And it's so cool to put that into a sort of a blue palette, you know? So cool. Okay, all of the shimmers perform super nice. No complaints at all, as always. And I have nothing on my brush, okay? There is no, it's not sprayed or in any way or like wet or anything. It's just a dry brush with the dry shade. Okay, I will though go into the shades because I usually do that and just apply them also on top with my finger. And again, that light green shade I will apply or reapply later on when I do my inner corner. Okay, so, oh, so cute. Such a cute duo, right? Alright, I also feel every time I'm doing this that I'm going in with my fingers into the shades and sort of reapplying it a little bit. I also feel that it blends so much better when you work like this, you know, those two shades, that they blend so much better together. I always feel like that. So anyway, that is that. Now for the outer corner, I really don't know because these are sort of the same shade. I mean, this I think leans a little bit darker, so maybe we should use this one even though it is the shimmer, and I really wanted to use a matte for a liner. But anyway, let's just go ahead and take this one here for the outer corner, and then I'm going to use this one here for a liner. Let's just wipe off my hands. Okay, we need another brush. Which one should we take? I don't know, maybe this one. Okay, we said the matte. Okay, so that's the shade Lexi. And we're going to put that right here. Okay, this performed okay, but I think it needs a little bit of building up, or you saw that I built it up quite a bit because it has been on mostly a set surface now, because I've worked with so many eyeshadows around this area, and this area is really still, like, it's just a small area that is left here. So anyway, but it is absolutely buildable. As you see, it shows up really, really nicely. I'm just sort of trying to blend it out now into that teal shade while it's thundering outside. It's kind of crazy, you know. I was thinking how, when it was just thundering like crazy, I was thinking how that is in life like this, you know, when there is some kind of stuff going on in your life and it feels like the heavens are coming down and everything is falling apart around you, which it sounds right now outside. And then it just lasts for a couple of seconds, and then there is this silence. And then I thought, wow, so this is really how it is in life too, you know, there is all this drama, and of course in real life drama lasts longer than just a few seconds of thunder, but afterwards comes this silence where like everybody starts breathing again, you know. So it's kind of cool what kind of clues you can take from nature, really. Alright, so I'm gonna push this a tiny little bit into the crease. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my finger again into that purple, into the shade Sky, and I'm sort of just dabbing it here over the edge, just to sort of diffuse the transition here a little bit. Okay, I think this is starting to look good. I'm going to do the other eye. I will also apply the eyeliner off camera because it takes a lot of time for me to mix the shade and all of that, but you will see it in just a second. I'll also finish my face foundation wise, and then we'll do the under eye area together as always. Okay, sweeties, this is how it looks, and again, I didn't zoom you in. What is wrong with me? Really, you know, I should have zoomed you in at the beginning of the video, and I just forget stuff. I don't know. I'm so distracted when it comes to makeup. My full focus is on the palette, and then I just forget stuff like this. I definitely need like a filming crew who tells me stuff, you know, who gives me hints and stuff. I seriously don't know what I'm doing here. So anyway, this is how the look turned out so far. As I told you, I used that darker blue shimmer. That's why it is all scratched up, because I scratched the pigment off, of course. This is what I used for an eyeliner, and I think it turned out super, super well. During the application, it turned a little bit lighter, but as soon as the Duraline, you know, dries up, then it goes back to being a little bit darker, which is nice. So anyway, I also did put kind of a darker lavender, or like a purplish kind of a shade, on my waterline, and I think what I want to do is, of course, in the inner corner, as we said, I want to have this green shade, and then I want to have a little bit more of this, and then I want it to be blended into this going outwards. So that is the plan. Let's see. Okay, let's go into that green shade, which is Aspen. And let's just put that in here, because that is definitely what I wanted. Like from the very first glance at the palette, I knew that I wanted to have this in the inner corner. And I'm sort of also dragging it a tiny little bit around, like here. Alright, so next brush. We're going into Sky, which is that beautiful lavender shade. And going down here. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take it to like this 2/3 point, which is about here. Something like that. Okay, next brush. Does anyone want to come by and wash my brushes? Alright, this is the shade Cocoa, which is again this beautiful shade here that I've already mentioned before. And again, now you can see also this lavender and the brown together. It's so, so beautiful. I'm so sorry that I didn't zoom you in before. Seriously, I wish there would be someone who could just like buzz and say, Leorah, you forgot something, you know. I don't know why I forget these things, seriously. Oh, this is pretty. This is so pretty. I love about this shade that it's not really warm, you know. It is like a cold brown, or like a neutral brown, you know. Not necessarily cold, but neutral, and I love that. I love when it's not leaning warm, especially when you have a cool palette, you know. This is a cool toned palette all over, and if you would have to have like a warm brown in this, that would not work so well, but this works super well. So let me just try to blend this out so it sort of disappears into nothingness. And in a second I'm also going to, of course, blend it out with my Bone Color Matte. But I think the transition sort of is what I want. Okay, so I also want to maybe put a little bit more depth into this whole look and just maybe smudge this closer to my lash line. So let's just find the brush for this. Should I be more organized? Okay, so this is the shade Brandy, which is of course a very, very cool toned or neutral brown. And that again is super beautiful. Just imagine just a look with these three shades. Couldn't that be so beautiful? You know, seriously. I mean, today for a first impression look, I definitely want to use more than just 3 shades. So that is, of course, you know, a big influence in my look today. But I would have loved to just do a look like that, you know? Just with the lavender and the browns. That could have been so, so cool. So let's see if this builds up a little bit more, because I don't know if one can see what I'm doing here. I think one can see, at least when you're close up, I can see where this shade is. Of course, it is in shade, sort of in color, very, very close to the brown that I'm putting it on, but I can actually see where it is matte and where it is shimmery. So I hope you can see it too, or you maybe you have to guess. I don't know. So anyway, this is what it is, and now I'm just going to take my brush with my bone color mat, and I'm sort of just going to blend it out a tiny little bit. And especially here on those parts, I always feel like it is like the outer parts are more important to blend out. That's always how I feel. There is a bit of pigment missing. I think I didn't go down enough, so let me just do that. Something like that, maybe. This is such a cool palette, seriously. I mean, I think probably, if I would have to rank them, all of the ones that I have, I would think, wow, the Envy palette and the Gluttony palette are probably same level, you know? Because blues is my second most favorite color to work with, definitely. And yeah, in greens anyway, the Envy palette was absolutely a winner. So, so beautiful. Yeah. So, and then I think the second place would then be the Creed palette. I don't know yet about the new palette that is coming. Oh, and I should definitely say, and I'm so, so sorry that I did not say that before, because it would have been the proper and the more grateful thing to do, because none of these palettes I have purchased myself. I have not gotten them in PR, but my Australian subscriber and friend Christine has sponsored them. She's an ongoing blessing for my channel. So just wanted to say that I'm super, super grateful, and I'm so, so sorry that I didn't mention that. It's not that I forgot that this palette is from you, okay? I didn't forget. It's just, you know, I forgot to zoom in. I forget all kinds of things. So it's, you know, I have the awareness. It's just the execution is sometimes a little bit lacking. Okay, so I think I'm just going to finish off the look, and then I'm going to come back with the swatches, with the swatch video, and after that I will definitely chat to you about the performance of the palette. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, sweeties, this is it. We're back with the finished look and the finished styling, which you cannot see much of. It probably still looks like I'm wearing a pajama. I'm not. But anyway, I just felt like gray today. And actually it says fierce on it. Which I am. Okay, so anyway, of course, if you want to see the whole finished styling, then you can go to my styling Instagram, or of course for this look and for all my other looks, of course, you have my Leorah Cosmetics Instagram. Everything is of course linked in the description box down below. So now you saw the swatches, and here I still have them because I just filmed it for you, and I think you can see that this is a very, very beautiful palette with a nice range from light to dark, with a very good performance, with a very good pigmentation. I think that also came across when I was doing the look. I mean, there is a limit to buildability in general for every brand, you know. If you put on so and so many shades, at some point you will have a harder time putting on the stuff, you know. But that is normal, because makeup is not magic, it's makeup, okay? But for what it is as makeup, I think this performed absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So let's just look at this. I mean, you can see the shimmers, but I have to say, if you're looking for super, super foiled shimmers, this is not where you want to go. This is good shimmers, good performing shimmers, pick up nicely on the brush, build up nicely. You work also very very, very well when you work with them on the finger. Everything fine, but they're not super foiled. That is not the formula, but it is shimmers, you know, it's just a different kind of shimmers without judgment. There is nothing wrong with these kinds of shimmers versus the other kinds of shimmers. It's just different kinds, okay? So anyway, this is that. Then also the mattes are super, super beautiful, super performance. This was a little bit thinner, I would say, but everything else was super, super brilliant. Super brilliant. So I have to say that I especially enjoyed these two shades, even though they're not the main theme of the palette. Maybe that is what makes the palette so special. I almost think so, you know, this lavender shimmer and also this brown shimmer that I have, both of them under my eye. I think they're super brilliant to have put them in that palette. Yeah, but also, I mean, the rest of the color scheme is absolutely lovely. It's well thought through, it's well rounded, it has something for everybody, I do believe, you know, for everybody who loves color, of course. But this is a beautiful palette, sweeties, as are all the other ones from Lucky Bunny Cosmetics so far. And this is a new brand. It's a new brand. These are the first releases of Lucky Bunny Cosmetics. They also, I do believe, have eyeliner and maybe sponges or something. I don't have those. I only have the palettes. But this is a new brand that rocks it so bad, you know, so bad in the very best way. So anyway, so we of course have here 12 shades. 12 shades in each of those palettes. It's always 12 pan palettes. You have shade names. You don't have a mirror. You do have the ingredients on the back. The packaging is very, very sleek and simple for what it is. You know, it's basically always this kind. You know, so this is what it is. I don't mind that at all. I don't buy anywhere. I never buy my makeup for the packaging, you know. It is a nice bonus if there is something special on it, but it is never like a make it or break it thing. Never, you know. So I think this is, it serves the purpose and it's good, you know. It's good. There is nothing wrong with this. And I also like the theme Lucky Bunny, you know, that I have rescue bunnies, so that was actually the first thing that connected me to that brand, you know. So anyway, so that's the Gluttony palette, as I already showed you, and I think the performance and also what you saw in the look when I created this look was really, really good, you know, really good. So let me just zoom you in before I forget that again, because I'm just forgetting stuff, so still learning how to do YouTube. Anyway, so here you have the finished look. This is how it turned out, and I do believe that this is a very, very beautiful look, you know. Of course, you can also go way more simple with this palette, but of course, because it was a first impression, I wanted to kind of, you know, get my fingers or my brushes into as many shades as possible, and I think we did that pretty well. So anyway, let's zoom back out, so we don't want to scare anyone here. All right, so besides the fact, you will find of course everything else that I used in the description box in case you have any questions about that. What else do I want to say about this? Buildability I already spoke about. Blendability, I think you could also see that that was absolutely there. Staining, I don't know. Usually blues don't stain on me. You gotta let me know what you think about that. Usually for me it's the purples and the reds that stain, but I don't know, you know, some people maybe react different or whatever, but for me usually blues don't stain. Yeah, and that's I want to say that this one was a little bit thin, but I don't know if that is a dud because I really haven't used it enough, so I cannot really form an opinion on that one. Just how it's swatched was a little bit thinner, okay, let's put it that way. Yeah, besides that, I can absolutely recommend this palette. I can absolutely wholeheartedly recommend this brand because it is a small indie brand, a new starter, and it is based in Australia, and I kind of feel like, you know, we need to push Australia also a little bit because basically most of what's happening in the makeup world is in America, then followed by the UK, and I kind of feel like we need to push the other places a little bit, you know, in our support, in the exposure we are giving them, because they deserve it. They deserve to have a chance on this platform. So I'm super glad that I got exposed to this brand because, you know, it is a beautiful brand that makes really good products, you know. Just saying, and I cannot wait for the other palette, the Wrath palette, to get to me so I can feature that here too. And yeah, so that is that. So feel free to check out Lucky Bunny Cosmetics. If you do want to order something, I do have a code with them. You will find it in the description box. It is affiliated. If you want to use it or not, it's all up to you. It just saves you some money. Otherwise, use someone else's code or use no code, whatever you want. Not pushing it down your throat. Just want to make that super clear. That is not my intent and purpose. Just saying that I have codes with the brands that I love and that I support, and you can save some money. So that is that. And plus, by doing that, you can also support me if you want to do so. So that is it for today. I hope you found this helpful. Please leave me your comments in the comment section down below. I know that this is by now in YouTube world or in the makeup world, this is an old palette, but this is, you know, this is a bit what my channel is all about, because stuff gets to me super late and I cannot help it. So let me know what you feel about that, because you know what? I just realized that I haven't even filmed with the Creed palette. Would you still be interested in me filming with this? Because I can, you know, for me, it's this way or that way. You know, I love makeup, so it doesn't matter to me if this palette is already 5 months old or 3 months old or 2 years old. So for me, it doesn't matter. But if you want to see something, then I can definitely do a video on that one too. If you're new here, then please subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love to have you here, because here on my channel, we are loving makeup, we're loving colorful, we're letting ourselves also be neutral once in a while, because that is healthy too, and it's beautiful too. We love beauty and we love being positive about makeup and about things in general. We like being honest and truthful and the way we feel it, and that's what we do here. So if you're up for that, then check out my other content, and if you like it, then please subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love to have you here. And besides that, I'm going to see you here next time for my next video, which is going to be super soon. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.